Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my 2 obligatory informative videos are done for the day, including a full day's workout, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness world. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about it. Alright, someone pointed something out to me. They mentioned the smaller channel, James Tiny Vest, is having some health problems. Now normally I wouldn't necessarily cover stuff for like a 40,000 subscriber channel. But it was interesting because I went to watch the video, and what I have to say, the way that he did this video speaks a lot about his character, because James talked about, in a very humble, honestly it was a very mature, very humble video. It really was. And the guy actually stood there and said, you know what, I've done harm to myself. I haven't always lived my life the way that I might try to preach and talk about fitness and health and things. I haven't always lived my life in that way. Even recently, I have hurt myself physically for it, and I feel like a hypocrite. And basically saying, look, this is what I did wrong. I want all of you out there to learn from it. Don't be hypocritical. I mean, when someone takes that level of stance to where as a publicly to their audience, they say, I've been a hypocrite and I've hurt myself. Please don't do what I've done. That takes some balls. That's some ballsy shit right there. And quite honestly, I have to respect that. Now, some people were kind of like, hey, you know, he's made a video or two calling you out. And I have to step back and go, you know what? You probably did. In fact, I think I saw one come through the feed. Don't remember what it was about. Don't know the topic. Don't care, because you know, at a certain point, guys, it was really popular for a while for people to jump on the bandwagon and make videos hating on me. It was the popular thing to do. Probably jumped on the bandwagon, thought, what the hell, I might as well get in on it. I don't know if he said anything that bad or not, and I don't care, because the fact of the matter is, it seems like this is a guy who's kind of turning over a little bit of a new leaf in his life. And you know what? I would look at that and say, all right, maybe you may have called me out or whatever, but I'm going to let bygones be bygones, purely because I see someone who's made a video who is admitted maybe they've judged people poorly in the past. He even said that in the video. I might have misjudged certain people. I've been too judgmental. I've been a hypocrite. I want to do better. All right, and I see a guy doing that when we've got an industry full of people giving dangerous, bad advice, ripping people off. People who basically take their audience and they fuck them in the ass without even giving them the goddamn common courtesy of a reach around. Right? That's the norm in this industry. When you have a guy who steps back and says, hey, maybe I've been a hypocrite. I want to do better for myself. I want to do better for my audience. I'm going to step back and go, you know what? I'm going to let bygones be bygones. This is something that I can respect in this person. This is someone who is doing something respectable. So what happened to him? High-fat diet, too much cholesterol, too much fat in his diet caused him to have gallbladder stones. He had to have his gallbladder removed this week. Surgically removed, emergency surgery. And that's kind of a wake-up call, and that's the way he put it. This was a wake-up call. Yeah, I know I had been in pain. I know I'd been suffering. I'd been doing certain things to alleviate the symptoms, and I believe it involved eating certain types of apples, which apparently works. Apparently that actually does work for relieving the symptoms of gallbladder stones, but it doesn't get rid of the stones. And the problem is that he suffered for a long time and put it off and continued to try to do that, and then as he started feeling better, he went back to eating more of the diet that had caused it to begin with. And that goes back to eating too much dietary fat, and there is evidence of that gallbladder stones are caused. One of the biggest factors besides obesity is eating way too much fat, too much cholesterol in your diet. All right, seems to be an enormous factor. He went back to doing that, and he hurt himself. And it's like he said, you know, when you have to have a surgery, an emergency surgery, and start having parts of your body cut out, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call that, holy shit, what have I done? What have I done to myself? You know, I have to agree with that. I mean, and for him to say that, again, very mature thing. Because what you have is someone who's saying, look, I've made some mistakes, and I've hurt myself. I want all of you to learn from that so you don't have to experience what I've experienced. I mean, if more people did that in this world, how much better would this world be? So, I mean, that sort of mentality is going to earn my respect from somebody. I don't really care what other stuff they've done. That's worthy of respect. Worthy of respect right there. So, yeah, I'm going to respect the guy for that. So that's what he's done. He stepped back and said, look, I realize I can't be eating all this fat. I can't be sitting around eating pizza. It's just the fact that's what triggered it last time. It made it flare back up. I ate 3 slices of pizza, and that was enough. There was enough fat in there, and pizza's got a lot of cheese. Cheese is very high in cholesterol, very high in saturated fat. 3 slices of pizza was enough to aggravate it with the pre-existing gallbladder stones already. So he's realized that he's basically decided to eat pretty much vegan, I believe is what he's doing. Now I'm going to say it's not necessary to eat vegan to do that. But it is going to be necessary to eat a lower fat diet, a lower cholesterol diet. Most of us could do that. Most of us could do that. That's what I'm doing these days, honestly. Like, it's kind of funny. A lot of people are like, even the vegans get mad at me because I still eat animal products. But if they realize that literally 90% of my diet, 90% of my diet throughout the week is plant-based. 90% of the calories I eat. Half of my protein is from plants. Like, half the protein I eat comes from beans, grains, stuff like that. Half of it. Every day. So, I mean, that's normal for me. My diet is low fat, very high in plants. Very high in whole grains, very high in fruits, vegetables, tubers, potatoes, things like that. I eat a little Greek yogurt, a little chicken, a little lean steak. On occasion, some pizza, chicken wings. But that's not even close to a daily thing. That's like maybe a once a week thing. I'll have like a treat like that. I'll have a little bit of lean red meat, a little fajita meat, or a steak every now and then, once or twice a week. Outside of that, my diet is mostly plants, and it's very low fat. And that's basically what a lot of the data out there is showing us these days. Eating mostly plants, keeping your dietary fat in check. I mean, all your refined foods in general need to be in check. Eating too much table sugar, too much vegetable oils, all that stuff is bad. To eat any of it in excess. Those are things that every one of us need to moderate. Well, it's the same thing with saturated fat, cholesterol, stuff like that. Those are things we need to moderate. Doesn't mean we need to eat zero, but that's a perfect example of someone who is otherwise physically active, lift weights, very physically active, sitting here with having to have his gallbladder removed because of excessive fat and cholesterol in his diet. And it's not just heart, and that's the thing that people have to understand. It's not just heart disease. It's other things that go on in the body. In this case, it's gallbladder. Having gallbladder stones and having to have your gallbladder removed. And he's realized that he's going to have to adjust his lifestyle. And he's telling everyone else, hey, this is what I've done. This is how I damaged my body. Get this stuff in check. Don't wait till you're my age to do it. Get it in check now so that you don't get to this point. Because he's suffered from these stones for quite a while now. And that doesn't happen overnight. And that's what people need to understand, is all that stuff that you eat in your 20s starts catching up with you in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. And it's not always about, how lean and ripped can I get? Okay, fine. I mean, that's what a lot of guys want. But you need to think about what I'm eating, not just what's it doing to my body composition in the short term. What is this doing to my organs? What's this doing to my gallbladder, my liver, my heart? What's this going to do to me 10, 20 years down the road? That's stuff we need to think about. And you're seeing a lot of YouTubers who are there now are going to get older. There's a lot of older YouTubers now who are in the fitness game, but a lot of guys who've been there, who started this, maybe started YouTube when they were younger, became famous on YouTube. Now they're getting older. 8 years, 10 years down the road. Guys who are famous now who might be 30 on YouTube, YouTube's probably still going to be here in 10 years. What's their health going to look like? And the example they're setting now, they have followers. Those followers are going to look at what they do. And it's going to be too late if they've already done the damage to their body down the road and they're having the same problems everyone else does. And that's the thing that we got to realize. I mean, I'm lucky myself that I'm in the condition I'm in after suffering major health problems and everything else. And I've managed to do this good, and I'm back to improving again in certain ways because, I'm 40 now. And I know guys I went to high school with already who got a hip replacement surgery, another one who's already had a bypass surgery, and I'm sitting here going, damn, I'm still able to squat and deadlift. I'm still able to do tons of cardio. I'm not on Lipitor. kind of nice. But the same token, you know, we can be fairly healthy things, but that stuff other stuff that we do starts to add up. And if you wait until what James did and wait until it gets out of control and they have to go in and cut part of your body out or you have to have a surgery, it's kind of too late. Yeah, sure, you can reverse and slow down the damage after that, but it's not going to be anywhere near if you would reverse it 5 years before, 10 years before. All right? This stuff people need to think about. And I'm glad that we have a YouTuber standing here in the fitness game who's older, who's standing here saying, look guys, I messed up. I messed up. Don't do this. Don't make the same mistakes I've made. I'm trying to change now because I've already hurt myself and I need to change now. But if you listen, maybe you won't have to do this. You won't have to have your gallbladder removed. You won't have to have that bypass surgery. And that's kind of the point of it. Because that stuff sucks. And almost every one of you, no matter how you view stuff of YOLO now, you're probably still going to be here in 10 years. You're probably still going to be here in 20 years. You're going to be in that same body. The abuse that you subject it to now really starts to add up when you start hitting your 40s. All right, you're really, really going to feel it then. And that includes, well, I work out, but I eat a shitty diet. I count my macros, so it's going to be okay. Maybe not. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.